Hello to everybody. I'm Sergio from Italy. This is my first attempt to make a tutorial answering at some requests that some of you have made in the forum after I posted some images of this personal project in the last few days. So this is a general overview of the entire process. I hope you will excuse me for my poor English that I apologize for, but I think it's important to show some of this kind of works because maybe it could be useful to improve the learning of FreeCAD and to grow let this program grow in the community of open source software. So this is the model of the final house. It's a geometry that presents some organic element. It's not very square house or with some of the surface that are not perpendicular each other, and to model this I have to start with a simple plant that I obtain by cleaning the study plants in 2D in 2D, sorry, and this drawings is the drawing of the first approaches at this project, and it was made in DAFsite. That, as you know, is a free software, a free piece of CAD, but it's not open source. So from this kind of plant, I have to obtain a plant more clean, a cleaner plant. All I have to do is import by the XF format in FreeCAD. So I start with a new drawing and searching for the DXF and import it into FreeCAD. As you can see, the import is quite fast, and I have imported the 2D plant, and I have a nine numbers of this shape that I'm going to compress in one folder. Okay, it takes a while, but I have the 2D drawings in one single folder. So let's start with the model, and I start with the floor. I obtain a 2D wire, uh, full, it's a surface. So in this case I have two basically three different levels, as you can see in the final model. Zero floor level, uh, a sub-level, and 1 meter above of the central building. So I place this floor 1 meter above. It can be handled by the new part layer system, but I think it's now not the full operative, so I will place manually at the moment. I convert this wire in a slab. The structure that I obtain as a slab, as a IFC roll. The heat is 0.3, and as you can see, the 1 meter level is the bottom. So in this case I could use the normal value to change the direction. So my floor plane is 1 meter above, including the width of the slab. I'm going to draw the wall. And before this, I'll define this working plane. Simply select the surface and push the working plane button. I uncheck the the close in the wire, so I have an open profile. This used to create the perimeter of the wall. So I have to place the wall at the right level, moving it down by 0.3 meters. And I have to regulate the line of the wall. This is a right line. This is left line that I use in this case, and the width of the wall. Okay. So basically is the main geometry of the central building, and I have to do same process for the side. First I'll define the y plane like my base layer. Activate the fillet check and close. Make the structure. Zero 0.3, and this is correct. The placement is correct because it's laying on the zero level. Some of the other part of the process is to define the big window in the front of the central building, and when the window is so big and compositing by several sub windows, I suggest to make a hole, and before we're going to place the window, so we don't use the automatic placement that instead is very good for small windows. These windows is placed in automatic way. This order is placed after creating a hole in the wall. And to create a wall, there's fantastic tools to create the hole. Sorry, that is the part cube. I will change to 1 meters. That let me see the cube better. And after this, double click on the name, and I can access as these fantastic mob tools that it reminds me like a blender type of moving and rotating the object. It's really cool. Before I can define the incremental, it's really accurate. And after this, change the dimensions of the cube. After defining the dimension, I'm going to subtract this volume from the wall. Simply select the wall, subtraction, and select the cube. Okay. I have to define a small part of the slab that cover this space in the front of the building. So I can use choose this plane, this working plane, I activate to force the drawing to lay on the working place by pushing this snap cursor. It's really powerful in 3D model. This program is really powerful. I think there aren't so many beams program that allow us to model the elements directly in 3D like this. I can combine these two objects and convert it in a structure and assign an EFC role. I put the working plane on this face, the front view, and I'm going to define the basic window that composed the entire larger window. For some reason this is hosted by the wall. I don't want. So I can move the window in the position that I desire. And the version 0.18 allow me to define the parameter of the window directly inside the panel, the property panel. I can change the frame. I can change the height. To obtain a series of these windows, I'm going to use the array tools. I want to duplicate in x direction. With, in this case, spaced by 1 meter. Okay, so this is the basic process of modeling this building, and growing as growing the model, this is the desired results. In the next tutorial, I'll show how to export this geometry and how to elaborate it in the Blender 3D application. Bye.